Good morning, everyone. I want to start off by just telling everyone thank you for taking time out of your day to come join me on this webinar. We're going to be looking at a couple different products today that have increasing income. This is something that I feel like is a topic that's isn't talked about enough. I think it's something that's really important. When we're talking about retirement planning for people, we look at what are their goals, and a lot of times when you're talking to retirees, they've got two goals. They're looking for some additional income in retirement, afraid of running out of money, so we want to provide them the income. But another concern a lot of them have is keeping up with inflation. So the products we're going to look at today will meet both of those needs. So we're just going to look at three. Many of you have probably joined me on some webinars before. I kind of do this increasing income about once a month or every other month. So as we see new products, competitive products joining the marketplace we'll be adding them to this. So something to keep in mind. But we're going to go through three products pretty quickly today. So I'd ask that you just keep your questions to yourself. I will follow up with each of you following the webinar today and have a little bit better time answering those questions on a one-on-one basis. So you'll just kind of keep those to yourself. I will be sure to answer all of those individually when I follow up. It'll just make the time go a little quicker for us all, as I know all your time's valuable. So for those of you who don't know me, my name's Laura Johnson. I work here at IAMS. Been here for all told about 12 years. Did about 8 years on the admin side, been on the sales side for going on 5 years now. So work primarily on the annuity side. So anytime you need help with an annuity case, feel free to give me a call. We're going to start off today by talking I'm going to go through these pretty quickly today. We're going to go through some incentive programs that we've got available here at IAMS. So we're going to just go through these kind of quickly. I always like to start with our new producer bonus. If you're new to IAMS, this is a great opportunity with those first pieces of business you're doing with IAMS to get some assistance in marketing or get some little extra cash. So as you can see, we've expanded this quite a bit. So if you've joined us on webinars, you'll see some new things on here. We've added some additional levels. Part of doing business with IAMS is partnering with you when it comes to marketing. That's how you guys make business, getting in front of more people. So when you first join IAMS, you've got 180 days, 6 months to qualify for what we call our new producer bonus. As you can see, we've got a lot of different tiers, a lot of different things available. So for the first few pieces of business you're writing with IAMS in that first 6 months, you can qualify for one of these prizes. I will tell you that all fixed index of business is dollar for dollar. So $100,000 fixed index annuity would qualify you for the first tier. Fixed business does count for half. The overrides aren't as great there. So obviously it would count for half on that front. So, but still a great option. I mean, as you can see, there's some great things anywhere from cash to marketing reimbursement to helping do a postcard mailing to helping you with some seminars or if you're looking to do radio, there's some really great opportunities here. So if you're curious where you stand on this, where you are in your 6 months, first 6 months, give your marketer at IAMS a call. They can talk you through any of these different options that we've got. But we really think this is a great opportunity to just partner with you at the beginning with those first pieces of business you do and give you an opportunity to get some additional help with that marketing stuff. After you're done with your new producer bonus, we then move you into a marketing reimbursement program. So all the business you write with IAMS will be counting for marketing reimbursement. Every 100,000 of annuity premium gets you $100 marketing reimbursement. For life target premium, every 10,000 of life target premium you do would get you $200 of marketing reimbursement. And we do a lot on the single premium life side as well. So for every 100,000 of single premium life business would count for $200 as well. So again, this is just a way to keep adding some marketing dollars into your account. We keep that account. If you're curious what you've got in your account, you can give accounting a call here. They can total that up for you. So just a good way for us to continue to partner with you. This is a reimbursement program. So once you pay for marketing expenses, you can send in those receipts and then we reimburse you from there. Another program we do have available here at IAMS is a referred producer program. As you all know, your business is built on referrals, and so is ours. So if you've got an agent that you think could benefit from the services that we have available, when you refer them over and they get contracted, we get you $50. When they write their first piece of business, you get $100. Then going forward, you can earn 20 basis points on all the business they write. It's a good way for us to say thank you for the referral without you having to take on the responsibility of maybe a hierarchy or taking on the liability of other agents and potential chargebacks and stuff. So it's just a good way for us to put a little extra cash in your pocket without having to take on that liability. I will mention that that is paid out quarterly, so we don't do that on a daily basis. They do just run that a couple, 4 times a year. So if you've got someone you think would benefit, give your marketer a call, pass along the name. We'd be happy to follow up and see if we can help them grow their business as well. Here at IAMS, when I was talking to my agents, I say we're not trying to be the biggest FMO. We're trying to be number one when it comes to service. And we really believe that starts with the back office support, being that kind of virtual assistant for you that's helping with any case design, making sure you're up to date on your trainings, getting you the forms you need. Amber and her team do a phenomenal job following up on your business. So when you write business, you send it through here, let us know. We'll scrub the applications, help you get it in good order before we get it into the home office. Then it's following up on that business every 3 to 5 business days to make sure that it's moving through the channels at the appropriate pace. Um, Sometimes these insurance companies need a little push once in a while, so having the case managers constantly touching your cases helps keep them moving, being able to follow up on the monies being transferred and things like that. So um, another thing we do, we are on the SurancePay platform now. So easy contracting process. If you're on SurancePay, it makes it really easy already. Otherwise, you can fill out our paperwork once we have you in the system. Anytime you want to add carriers, you just got to make a phone call. It's not having to do more paperwork every time. So really trying to make it easier for you all to do business. Here at IAMS, we've got our creative department. I think this is one of the more important departments for you all in the industry, as they're here to help you grow your business. Everything from turnkey, newsletters, postcards. Maybe you want to just have some stuff, some white papers done with your logo on them and stuff. We can design those or get them customized just for you. Maybe you're new to the business and you don't have a logo or business card or website. We've got all those services that we can do here in-house. The digital services as well. I mean, as far as social media, it's been a huge thing that's been blowing up over the last year or so with marketing. We can do email marketing campaigns, online newsletters. We're really a full service creative team here as well, being able to do a lot of that marketing for you in-house. So if you're contracted and doing business with IAMS, you have access to the creative department, um, and they can help you out with anything you're looking for assistance with. We do have a price sheet, kind of, you can use your marketing reimbursement dollars internally. If it's something we haven't had a lot of production yet, those marketing dollars can count for it as well. So if you got something you need help with or looking to work on, give your marketer at IAMS a call, or you can give the creative team a call. Sean and Jacob do a phenomenal job for our agents as well. If you haven't been out to our website, as you can see on the screen, it's www.imsinc.com. We've got a lot of new things that have been added to the website over the last several months. We've got a nice marketing corner where we're posting nice little articles all the time, kind of keeping you up to date what's going on in the industry. We've recently added our eApp Solutions platform to our website. So single sign-on, it gives you access to Firelight for annuity applications, IGO eApp for life applications, and Connect for Medicare eApp. So we really want to make it a one-stop shop on our website where you have access to all those eApps in one spot instead of having to go out to each carrier's website. One of my favorite things though on our website is that under the support tab, you'll find our sales resource library. I think this is a great resource for you all, as it has just a ton of different fact finders. I was dealing with someone a couple weeks ago who was working on a big estate case, estate planning, and they had a fact finder that was just specifically for that. A lot of financial calculators. They've got client presentations. You're talking to a client. They want to know what a stretch IRA is. Well, there's a white paper out there. It's client approved that tells you everything you need to know about stretch IRAs. So it's just a great library of resources for you guys. So if you want a little tour of the website, give your marketer at IAMS a call. We'd be happy to walk you through where you can get to some quoting. You have access to annuity rate watch. You can do term quotes, a lot of different things out there. So if you would like that little guided tour, just give your marketer at IAMS a call. They'll be happy to do that for you. We do have a retirement analyzer. It's a software for agents out in the field. Great way to kind of put all your clients' information into one software, um, and really kind of find out where their shortfalls are, if what money's at risk, what's in safety, just kind of a complete overview of your client's whole portfolio. If you are active and writing business with IAMS, we do give you access to this for free. So we think it's a great tool. A lot of agents are using it. So if you have questions about Retirement Analyzer, Marcus in our office is kind of the point person on that, can get you access to it. Feel free to give him a call. A couple years ago when the DOL was kind of looming over our heads, and they were considering putting fixed index annuities in the same world as the security world, we decided to start an RIA in this office. So we do have IAMS Wealth Management here. So an RIA here in-house. We really built this from the ground up, built for the insurance producer. A lot of our agents, top agents, never really entered into the security world. They were just doing insurance only. So really built this platform for the insurance, not just the insurance agent, but people who are rather new to the security world, where they can just continue to do what they do best, gathering the assets, but giving them an outlet for another portion of that money. So often we see agents go into households, they've got, let's just say the client has 500,000, and we'll just say AIG is only willing to take 350,000 of it. Well, what are you going to do with that other 150,000? If you're not doing something with it, we're just allowing another financial advisor or agent to come in and potentially steal that client. So we think it's a really good avenue. We think it's a really good tool that agents should have in their back pocket. So if you are a CFP or you've got your 65, curious about our platform, I know we've got about 9 different money managers, clear through TD Ameritrade. Give Sarah, Charles Jr., Mike a call. They'd be happy to answer any questions you may have on it. I will say one thing also as I put up our first poll question. That if maybe you're not interested in getting your securities license, but have some clients that you may need to refer out to some people, feel free to if you we do have a soliciting program. Depending on the state you live in, we may be able to have you refer that client over here. We handle taking care of everything for that client, and potentially could pay you out a portion of that fee. That is dependent on the state you're in. Some states allow for that, some states do not. So if you're curious about that, give our guys a call. Also, if you're looking at studying for your license, you can always refer clients over, and then once you pass your exam, we'll transfer all those clients directly under you. So a good way to build some assets under management without having your license or while you're studying for your license. So some great outlets there. So if you do answer yes to the question up on the screen, all that's going to do is generate a phone call from Mike Hansen or Sarah later today, just seeing what questions they get answered for you. So we're really excited about it. Been doing this for about 3 years now, and we're really seeing some great growth, and we're really excited about it. So with that, we'll go on to the next screen. It's one of my favorite topics is our life and annuity academies. This is something that if you've been around for a while, IAMS does these 3 to 4 times a year. I will tell you that our next one is going to be in May. It's going to be May 6th through the 8th. We are going to co-sponsor this first one with Athene up in Des Moines. So we will be taking out about 40 agents we're looking to bring in. We'll be flying into Des Moines up to Athene's home office. It is all expense paid, so we cover the flights and the meals and the hotel. But we really think it's a great opportunity for agents to not only um, be rubbing elbows with 40 other people out in the field doing exactly what they're doing, but the goal here is to bring you in and give you some unique techniques, strategies, ideas, some marketing concepts. We're going to bring in some of our top guys. They're going to share their exact marketing plan with you, tell you exactly what they're doing um, to increase revenue from year to year. So really a great opportunity for those looking to grow their business. I will say it is not annuities 101 or life insurance 101. It's more in-depth concepts, techniques, ideas. So if you're rather new to the business, I'd encourage you maybe to not go to the first 1 or 2. Let us do some training with you on a one-on-one basis, get you trained up, because what we don't want is people to come in and a lot of the topics just go over their head and they sitting there in the dark. So really think it's a great opportunity though. If you are interested in joining us, I'm going to throw up a poll question. You can hit yes. What that'll do is we'll send you out a link following the webinar with a pre-registration link. I will say this is a pre-registration link. This does not guarantee you a spot. Since we are co-sponsoring with Athene, we do require that you have your Athene contract over here at IAMS. And then Athene also gets a little say-so in who comes into this academy as well. So if you've done business with IAMS or you can throw some business their way, that always helps us as far as a reason why we should be bringing you in as well. So I always like to be upfront and honest about that, so there's no broken hearts later down the road. So if you are interested, go ahead and answer yes. We'll get that link out to you later today and hopefully see several of you out in Des Moines in May. And with that, I'm going to close that poll question. We're almost done and going to talk about what everyone loves talking about first, though, is a few trips we've got coming up. Everyone in this industry loves trips. I know that. We're lucky enough to be partnered with Athene for a exclusive IAMS and Athene trip. It's going to be to the Montage down in Cabo. We do an event pretty much every year with Athene where it's exclusively for the business that you write through IAMS with Athene would qualify for this trip. 3 million gets you and a guest down there for, as you can see on the screen, August 26th through the 29th this year. Qualification did start July of last year and runs through June 30th of this year, so plenty of time still to qualify. So we're really excited about this. Again, this is just with Athene business that counts for this trip. We also do our own IAMS trip. So we do this every 18 months. We call it our marketing summit, but really it's like a top producers escape is what I like to call it. So we're going to be there's two parts to this trip. First part is 3.5 million gets you and a guest. This is 3.5 million of trip credits. That includes, your life business, your Medicare business, your long-term care, your annuity, all the business you're writing with IAMS counts for points to this trip. Annuity, for example, is dollar for dollar. I believe life target premium is a ratio of like 11 to 1. So you're constantly earning trip credits. 3.5 million gets you and a guest down there. We'll be going March of 2021, March 7th through the 11th, down to this all-exclusive resort. It'll be a great opportunity. Hope to be our largest event. I believe last year we had close to 80 qualifiers, and we hope to have many more than that this year. And then what we're going to do following this is we're going to kind of piggyback it with our top elite group, meaning that if you write 6.5 million, it qualifies you. 8.5 million points guarantees you and a guest a spot to the Four Seasons. But really, we're looking to bring our top 20, 25 guys on this kind of second part to the trip. So it'll piggyback the first trip, take you off to another island in Mexico from March 11th through the 14th. So we love trips. The qualification for IAMS this trip started in July, but it runs this whole year as well. So qualification runs all the way through December 31st of 2020. So if you're curious where your trip credits stand, give our office a call. We've all got the list on our desk of where everyone stands. So it's just a really nice trip. Really gets you in with the IAMS family. Get you when you go on one of these trips. I don't think you'll ever want to miss one again. You really get to feel the IAMS family touch when we're down there with all the other top producers. So it's our way of saying thank you for the business you write with us. Now, I am going to go into what we're talking about today. So why are we here today? We're talking about increasing income. This is something that gives the opportunity for clients to have some better income opportunities. We're going to talk about how it helps clients be able to keep up with inflation through retirement. And like I mentioned, it's an increased competition in the marketplace. We're seeing more and more carriers adopting this concept. And I think it's one that a lot of agents shy away from because it's a little more difficult to, explain to a client. There's a few moving parts, but I think it's a very important topic that we should all be educated on. So what the client can expect from this kind of a product, the opportunity to have some increasing income. Not only that, but we're going to give them the power to retain control over their assets. And what I mean there is I go through this all the time where an agent calls up and a client needs income and they need it today. The first thing they ask for is a SPIA. And my stomach just gets a little sick almost. So I'll always run the SPIA, and I'm not saying I can beat the SPIA. It depends on the age and how the client is and what we're looking for. But with a SPIA, you're signing on the dotted line your destiny. It is what it is. It's never going to change, and that's it. With an indexed annuity, we're leaving that control in the client's hands. Yes, we're going to give them an income for life, hopefully give them some increasing income. But the biggest part is we're leaving that control in their hands. They want to take all the grandkids to Disney World and take an extra 10,000 out of their policy, they can do that with an index annuity. With a SPIA, they can't. So really just keeping that control in your client's hands. Obviously, it's going to give them lifetime income, so it's one that they can't outlive as well. And why we're talking about it, I mentioned earlier, inflation. That's why I think these are so important. It's, if you look at gas 10 years ago and you look at it today, there's a big difference. A gallon of milk 5, 10 years ago, look at it today, it continues to go up. It's a problem. It's not going to be something that goes away. So I think it's a very important reason why we're looking at these. So we're going to look at 3 different products today. The first one we're going to look at is Athene's Ascent Pro bonus. Minimum on this product is $10,000. Issue ages is 35 to 80. With this product, you can allow to take income 30 days after issue. You can work with both qualified and non-qualified money, and it does do joint and single payouts for both qualified and non-qualified. I get a question every time I say that about qualified money being paid out joint. The way we do that is you got to move the money over like to like. So it's going to come from John Smith's name into John Smith's names, but John can put Sally, his wife, as the primary beneficiary, and when he goes to turn on income, elect to have it pay out on a joint basis. It does have to be the spouse, and they do have to be marked as the primary beneficiary. The rider fee on this product is 1%. With this product, the way I can best explain it is you got a couple choices. You got 2 choices with this product. The first choice you have to pick at time of application. We got to pick how this money is going to grow. Are we going to grow on a guaranteed rate? It is what it is. It's never going to be anything different. Or what we're going to look at today is the guaranteed plus a little bit of a multiplier on there. So that's option 1. We got to pick that at time of issue. We'll get into it here in a minute. And then the second option you get on the policy is how's it going to pay out? Are we going to pay out on a level, an earning index, or an inflation adjusted? And we'll jump into each of those as well. If you've written business with Athene, you probably noticed that they've done some changes lately to their indexing. I usually have a slide that's right around here, talks about all the different indexing options. They've got removed a couple. The Janus and the Morningstar went away, but they brought in a couple of unique new strategies. And last week we did do a webinar with Athene that dove into these new strategies. So if you weren't able to join that, you can go out on our YouTube channel. Matt Campbell did a great job explaining the new strategies and kind of what went into them. So I'd encourage you to go out to our YouTube channel and watch that webinar, learn a little bit more. But they've got a lot of great indexing options, the BNP, the NASDAQ, the S&P, a lot of great options out there. So with this product, like I said, we've got the guaranteed option. We're not going to look at that. We're really looking at the guaranteed plus the multiplier. So with Athene, they do on this option 1 is what we're not talking about, but that one grows at 10% simple for 10 years, then drops to 5% simple years 11 through 20. But what we're looking at today is option 2. Option 2 gives you a 7% simple roll-up guaranteed every year, but it also gives you 200% participation. So, for example, let's just say your client earned 4% interest this year. Well, 4 times 200% would be 8 plus the 7. In that example, your client would have seen a 15% increase over on the benefit base. So it just gives them the capability of having a more lucrative growth to their income rider. So as you can see on the screen, if you were doing the guaranteed, you start a little bit higher and you got a straight line, right? Well, with option 2, yes, the guaranteed portion of option 2, you can see this blue line on the bottom, doesn't look so pretty, but look at the worst case scenario. Even if markets didn't do great, we probably got a 3% return, we'll just say. Even in the worst case scenario, we still grew that benefit base over the 10 years to 271 instead of 210. And even on the best side, look at that, 320. So it's just the opportunity, the power of participating income. It just shows how that interest crediting can really boost that income. So again, the first thing you got to pick is option 1 or 2, and that's at time of application. Then I said you got the second choice. So when you go to turn on the income at Athene, their form, it tells you, do you want level, earnings index, or inflation adjusted? Level, it is what it is. It's never going to change. That's not why we're here. It's very predictable. Clients love it because they know exactly what they're going to get. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. What I'm asking you to do is kind of go on to the uncomfortable side of it. This is my personal favorite option. It's the earnings index option. One thing I will mention with these increasing income options, depending on the carrier, is that a lot of times your payout percentage will be a little bit less with these increasing income options, um, but the potential of what the product can do is really great. Sorry, I'm fighting a little bit of a cold here. So with the earnings index, this gives you the opportunity once you activate the income to have increases in your income every time you earn interest. So like I said, the level's going to start you out a little higher, but it's never going to change. With this, we're going to start a little lower, 82.95 in this example. But again, in the worst case scenario, and this is just in a 10-year period, look how we grew that income. We went from being at 82.95 to worst case scenario over 10 years. Now the client's getting over $11,000 a year. That's the power of increasing income. And I had a situation the other day, made me laugh. An agent called me and he said, Laura, AIG sent my client too much money. And I'm like, what are you talking about? No. Okay, let me go pull up the statement. When pull up the statement, well, the client earned 9.55 last year. So he got a 9.55% increase in his income. So that was a pretty nice phone call for the agent on the backside, calling the client back saying, hey, there wasn't an error. You just got a pay raise. Those are the kind of conversations we want to be having with our clients. So with Athene, I really think the earnings index is the best opportunity for clients to have increasing income. They do have a third option, and that's their inflation adjusted. The payout percentages on this are very low. You'll see that here in a minute. And we'll talk here on this webinar today a lot about payout percentages because payout percentages are so important. You can have the biggest bonus and the biggest roll up and not even be near the top as far as competitive with guaranteed income if your payout percentages aren't there. So it's always important to consider all aspects of a product. And those payout percentages are probably the most important to pay attention to. So I think all these products we look at today have a time and a place. But with this earning, and we'll look at some illustrations here in a few minutes, but this inflation adjusted has a very low payout percentage, but every time the CPIU inflation index has an increase, your client's going to see an increase. And as we all know, inflation is a constant problem. It's going to be a pretty consistent up in income. But again, we're starting way lower. So it's something to keep in mind. So what I do is I ran an illustration. Like I said, I think all these products have a time and a place. I think where Athene really shines is you got that client who says, hey, Mr. Agent, I probably going to need income about 5 years, maybe 7. Well, I think it's a good option because since we do have that 7% simple roll up, we do have some sort of guarantee there, plus the interest, we have the potential to do some really nice things. So I always have to show the guaranteed. So in this example, use a 65-year-old taking income at age 70. On the guaranteed side, we can guarantee 26,950. I used $500,000. But here's the fun part. And I illustrated this very conservatively, just under 4%. But putting 500,000 in and having those interest credits as well as that 7% simple, we gave the opportunity of potentially having a $33,000 income starting off. But what I really like about it is to look at that 33. It just keeps going up. Every time your client earns interest, I ran this with the earnings index, your income goes up. Those are pay raises that we get every time there's interest earned. So I think it's a really great conversation to have. I think, like I said, that Athene has that kind of sweet spot for we're deferring a couple of years. We're going to look at some other options that are better for maybe right away. But when you're running the quotes, just ask your marketer. You know, we can run the level ones, but take a look at this as well and get familiar with that conversation because I think it's an important conversation that we need to be educating clients on. Here are the payout percentages for Athene. As you can see, they have a level, an inflation adjusted, and the earnings index. We're looking at increasing income with Athene. I really think the earning index is the way to go. All righty, so second product we're going to look at is a limited distribution product we've got here at IAMS. IAMS is fortunate to have a relationship with Market Synergy Group. They're a product development company down in Topeka, Kansas. They've designed several different products for us. And this is probably one of my favorites. This is what got me excited about the increasing income topic. With the AIG multiplier, this is, like I said, limited distribution. So not every FMO out there has access. There's a group of 10 FMOs that work with Market Synergy Group, and we're the only groups that have access to this product. So with this product, you have a $25,000 minimum. So a little bit steeper on that front. Issue ages are from 50 to 78. You can start income on this as early as 30 days after issue. Works for both qualified and non-qualified, single and joint. The rider fee on this is 1.1, so a little bit higher of a fee. The way this product works, though, is it is completely based on interest. Everything about this product grows based on interest. Okay, so the way they originally rolled out the product is using the word multiplier. So 200% multiplier during deferral. I think it's a little easier, and I like the way they rebranded it to say double during deferral. So, for example, we'll just say 5% interest earned in year one, and we have not activated the income. We would see a 10% bump over on the benefit base. Okay, so any years of deferral, we multiply interest times 2 and apply it to the benefit base. What's exciting is once you turn on income, it's a 100% multiplier. 4% interest earned equals a 4% bump in your benefit base, ultimately raising your income. So what I said there, and I'll say it a little slower, and we'll see it on an illustration a little bit better, but let's just, in this example, 100,000, they earned 4% interest. Let's just say that client's payout percentage was 5%, okay? Well, in year one, they get 5% of 100,000. And then in year two, they earn 4% interest, so they're still going to get the same 5% payout percentage. It's just going to be based on 104,000 instead of 100,000. So in that instance, their income year one was 5,000. Their income the next year is 5,200. We just gave them a $200 pay raise, and that continues to go on until the cash account's been depleted. So we will look at that here on an illustration here in a minute. So again, we double during deferral, and then we match the interest is what I say. I think it's nicely rebranded on that. Match once we turn on income. I think this is my favorite piece that a group could have put out when it comes to increasing income, because I think if anyone's like me, a picture tells a lot more than a bunch of words, right? So I think this gives the whole concept in a picture. And here's here's how it goes. So we started at age 62, right? In this example, at 62, we are deferring for 5 years and turning income on at age 67. So at 62, here we earn 3% interest. So look at, we got 6% bump up on the little graph. Next year, we didn't earn any interest, so it just stays the same. Next year, 4%, so we got 8, right? So it keeps going up. And at age 67, we decide to start taking some income. Okay, so at this point, we earned 4% interest. See, we got a 4% increase. Okay, we had a couple 0 years. Nice thing about this is when the markets are down, we just stay the same. Once your income goes up, it will not go down. It'll stay the same or go up again, hopefully. By the way, this purple line that goes down is the cash account being depleted. So that continues to grow, and then until age 81, so 14 years later, cash account has zeroed out. Whatever this income that we grew to, that is our new income for the rest of our life. Now, what's unique about AIG, and we'll talk about here in a minute, is what gives them the advantage is the fact that their payout percentages are exactly the same for their guaranteed income rider as it is for their increasing income rider, which gives them a huge advantage because not only competitive for early income, but giving the client the opportunity to have those increases. So I think the time and place for this product is for that client who says, hey, Mr. Agent, I need income and I need it today or 30 days after issue. I'll run you this fee if you want to see it, I promise, but I'm always going to send you this multiplier as well, because if we're not showing it to the client, someone else might be doing that. With AIG, we got a lot of great indexes. I need to update this slide because they've added some. We've got S&P. They've got a unique PIMCO Global Optima Index. Every time I say PIMCO, people say bonds. This is a unique other index with PIMCO. It's a global index. What's unique about it, though, it is a total return index. So it's got a combination of U.S. small, mid, and large cap, emerging markets, and international markets all built into the strategy. So I kind of say that's going to be my home run hitter. It's going to hit once in a while, probably double digits, really nice returns, but it's not going to hit every year. They've also got, like I said, S&P and then Merrill Lynch Strategic Balance Index. With this strategy, I think year to date, last I looked, it was up almost 16% on their 1 year, which is just phenomenal. Been doing really good as well. So, and then they just introduced a unique strategy that only AIG has access to, and that's with Alliance Bernstein. So we'll get the slide updated for the next time. But some really great indexing options available with AIG's products. All right, so let's look at an illustration here. With this product, like I said, time and place. I think the time and place for this is for someone who needs income and needs it right away. Give me just a second. I'm going to take a drink of water real quick, clear my throat. So with this product, I did an example of a 70-year-old wanting income right away, put $500,000 in. Again, I'm showing you the guaranteed page. We can guarantee 30,000 and it's going to stay the same forever. I mean, that's just the guaranteed because we can't, this product grows on interest. So not too exciting there, but um, here's where it gets exciting because like I said, we're going to start at 500,000 on this income base, right? And in the first year, wasn't too pretty, but we only earned 1.69, right? So that 1.69 not only was credited to the contract value, but if you look over here at the income base, it went from 500 to 508,450. Well, if you do the math, that's a 1.69% return. The client's payout percentage is still the same, it's just on a larger amount. So every single time that interest is earned, and I diversified this pretty nicely, across the board. I mean, nice thing about diversification is not all these indexes are going to hit every year, but every time our client hits at all is when the income goes up. So diversification on a product like this is really important. As you can see, over the 14 years, there's only 1 year that it was credited zero. So we gave them pay raises 13 out of 14 years in this illustration. One other thing I will point out, everyone looks down at this credited interest rate down here of 2.74. Well, I just want to point out that years 15 to 25 were all zeros. So if you really add up years 1 through 14 and divide, you'll see that it's closer to around a 4% return is what we're illustrating. But look at, we over a 14-year period, hypothetically growing with just 4% interest, grew their income from 30,000 up to almost 58,000, 57,650. So really great opportunity for that increasing income. I ran a quote the other day and actually beat a SPIA. We were dealing with a little bit of a younger client. I think it was like 62. SPIA, when you run a SPIA on lifetime on a 62-year-old, that ratio is not real great. So we not only beat the SPIA, but then not on top of that, we gave them the opportunity to have increasing income. I ran another illustration earlier this morning. AIG was about $1,000 starting off behind the best guaranteed income, but you look 5 years out and we surpassed it. Hypothetically, yes, I understand that, but this is illustrating conservatively. So I think it's a really great topic that we need to really consider for clients, especially for clients looking for income right away. Like I mentioned, AIG has the same payout percentages, whether you do their guaranteed income rider or they're increasing. You can see they're pretty competitive. They do drop a half a point. So does Athene if it's a joint coverage. So, but again, payout percentages are super important. I mean, if we had the stellar looking product like that and payout percentage said 3%, it wouldn't be pretty at all. So you really got to be mindful of those payout percentages. All right, third product we're going to look at today is North American's Income Choice 10. Minimum on this product is 20,000. It goes issue ages 40 to 79. On this product, you do have to wait 1 year before you can turn on income. Works for qualified and non-qualified, single and joint. What's really cool about the product is that bottom bullet there. There is no rider fee. So I know we all run into that situation where clients don't know what the heck they want. They're not sure if they're going to need income. The worst thing you could do for a client who says they're not sure if they really need the money is to put them in an income rider and make them pay a fee. It's just silly. We could rather put them in a short-term index annuity or a MIGA or something for a few years till they figure it out. So this is a great alternative for that client who really doesn't know if they're going to need income. They may not. With North American, they're pretty traditional. If you've worked with them, you know that S&P heavy. They've got some other strategies as well, but pretty much most of them are S&P, both cap, monthly cap. They do have a volatility control index one. Their S&P Mark 5 excess return that's been performing pretty well. So still some good options as far as indexing goes. The way this product works is you get a 5% bonus on the benefit base. And then the benefit base grows at a guaranteed 2% plus 150% of interest earned. So I think this is probably my second favorite table to show when it comes to we're talking about income riders. Um, a lot of clients I've talked to even get really confused when you talk about an accumulation value and a benefit base. Like they just don't understand fully. And I don't know if they're always fully explained correctly either. So this one helps paint this picture pretty nicely. Put in 100,000. So both values are 100,000 right off the bat, but then we get that immediate 5% benefit base bonus. I think it's important, and I think this points out nicely that clients see that that 5% bonus is just on the benefit base. Accumulation value is still 100,000. In this example, they did 3% interest earned. So 3% times 150 would be 4.5, plus the 2% guaranteed. In this example, clients' benefit base that year would have gone up by 6.5. So their benefit base is now 111,825. And that I think this helps paint the picture because the accumulation value is only 103. So again, just helping black and white pictures are a lot easier to explain than a bunch of words. But I think it helps explain the two values or show it. You know, if death occurred in year one, after year one, your beneficiary is getting 103,000, not 111. I just think it's nice, black and white, pretty simple. So like I said, this is a good product for that client who doesn't know really if they're going to want income, when they're going to want income, or anything. So what I did on this is I illustrated 500,000 again, starting at 70, taking income 1 year later. You can see here we can guarantee 25,436. Nothing too exciting. If we wait 1 year with the interest, I illustrated it again. I try and illustrate these all around 4%, a little over. But hypothetically speaking, we could guarantee him 27,364 here. And then as you can see, every time interest is earned, that income is going up. North American does let it continue to grow even after cash accounts been depleted. So again, just a great, and this is for no fee. So for that client who just is confused, doesn't know what they want, this is a good option. North American's a great A+ rated carrier as well. Here are the payout percentages for North American. They do have, as you can see on the left side, you do get the choice to have a level income. We don't really want to talk about that. We want to look at this column here with the increasing income. And then obviously they drop their payout percentages as well if we're doing joint. So with that, I am going to throw up the last poll question. If you guys do want information on the 3 products we covered today, go ahead and answer yes to this question. And then Ashton in my office will send out to you all the marketing materials, brochures, rates, things like that. So be watching for an email from Ashton Cornett, who's in my office, and he'll get those out today. And then I will follow up with each of you individually following the webinar just to see if there's any additional questions you have, anything like that. So with that, I appreciate you taking time out of your day, and we'll talk to you later.